my name is Melanie Mordino, and this is my COM 231 informative speech. I heard a quote that said, "Vaccines save lives, fear endangers them." The first part of that sentence makes sense, but the second half requires more thought. Nearly everything today requires vaccines. Your animals need vaccines, and you pay fines when they don't have them. Children need vaccines, and they will be rejected from daycare or even some schools. Elderly family members are required to have them in nursing homes. Last week, I had the privilege to be there when my first niece was born. An hour after her birth, a nurse came into the room and launched into what looked to be a well-rehearsed lecture about the benefits of vaccines before she was interrupted and assured that they wanted all of them. The nurse gave a look of relief before saying, "Thank God," and leaving. Today, I want to discuss what vaccines are, how they work, and why they are necessary. Before we get into why vaccines are important, let's understand what they are. The scariest thing about vaccines for many people is that they don't know what's in them. The main component and most heatedly argued of a vaccine is antigens. Additional ingredients include aluminum, gelatin, human serum albumin, sorbitol, and emulsifiers. The rest of these components are all safe for human consumption and do not affect the body in the quantities provided, so we will focus on the antigens. These antigens are made up of either parts of a microbe or whole microbes that have been weakened or killed so that they're not dangerous. Microbes themselves can be disease-causing bacteria or viruses. These are more commonly referred to as germs. Almost as bad as not knowing what something is not knowing what it does. Vaccines prevent you from becoming infected and damaged by harmful pathogens by showing your body how to defeat them. Your immune system is the body's defense. It protects against harmful environmental pathogens. It's made up of organs, cells, proteins, and the nervous system, and is by far the most complex system in the body. The most important ability of the immune system is its ability to differentiate between self and non-self. What part of your body, what is part of your body, and what isn't? If it couldn't do this, then your body would be constantly attacking itself. A civil war with devastating results. On rare occasions, this can occur, and it's called an autoimmune reaction. The body's biggest defense against pathogens are its white blood cells, also known as lymphocytes. Specifically, B lymphocytes, which contain proteins on their surface called antibodies, or immunoglobulins. Each B cell has different membrane-bound antibodies. There are 10 to the 10 plus different B cells in your body, and each one can only match a single antigen. When a virus or foreign pathogen is introduced into the body, it comes in contact with millions of B cells until it bumps into one that has antibodies that match the antigens. The B cell that matches to the antigen replicates incredibly quickly until your body is filled with these B cells with the specific antibodies on its surface. Some of these replicated B cells are called effector cells, which become antibody factories. Effector cells pump out free-floating antibodies that attach to the invading pathogen, effectively disabling it from doing damage and targeting it for cellular destruction. Other B cells turn into something called memory cells, which will remain in your body for the rest of your life. This is an incredibly effective system. The only flaw is that some antigens can take days, weeks, or even months before they bump into a B cell with a matching antibody. And by then, the pathogen may have done an incredible amount of damage to your body. The antigens being introduced into your system by the vaccine is where we resolve that dilemma. As we discussed before, these antigens are dead or very weak. They're incapable of causing illness. However, your body still sees it as foreign and will still identify it and create antibodies against it. It's a great way to trick your immune system into recognizing a new antigen forever. Once it is flushed out of your system, your body remembers how to destroy that specific microbe through the memory B cells. If a live version were ever to be introduced to your body, the system would remember it and destroy it immediately without the wait. A few symptoms may arise caused by your system being cleared out, but you would not be affected or at risk. This fast immunity is possible to wipe out many deadly diseases, and we have. Most everyone has heard the phrase herd immunity, but many don't know how it works. This phrase is derived from animals. A lone animal is more likely to be attacked than one surrounded by others. The odds are in their favor, and a predator is less likely to attack a herd. When it comes to some viruses, being in close proximity with each other is not what keeps us safe. In fact, that makes us much more at risk for infection. Herd immunity, more recently referred to as community immunity, is the statistical probability that a pathogen is less likely to infect individuals when they are surrounded by vaccinated people. When everyone around you is incapable of obtaining the disease, there's no one to contract it from except the environment, which is much less likely. In today's society, many people do not feel the need to be vaccinated. This increases the risk that they and everyone they come in contact with who has not been vaccinated will be infected. Vaccines are necessary to maintain a healthy lifestyle, if not for you, then for everyone who put at risk when you come in contact with them. Now we know what vaccines are, how they work, and why they are important. I'd like to close off with a quote by Alice Walker. What the mind doesn't understand, it worships or fears. Vaccinations should be understood, not feared.